I'm Tim Music, and I like to see the world on wheels.
It's an early 6 a.m. flight to start off our next adventure.
Right now they're seating the most of the other passengers right now, and right now we're just waiting. And it looks like we're going to be last on the plane, but from what I've heard, we're going to be sitting close to the front. So they ended up putting us last on the plane, and right now we're in the air. We're in row 5, seats A, B, and C.
We'll be flying 3 hours from Ontario, California to Houston, Texas.
Well, we've made it onto our second plane now, and we're on our way from Houston to Cincinnati. And we're towards the front of the plane.
Less than 2 hours later, we're landing over the Ohio River. We're staying at the Comfort Suites in Newport, Kentucky, which has an adequate-sized room with king-size bed, sofa bed, an accessible bathroom with tub and shower chair. After settling in, we decide to take a walk along the river to see what we can find. That's Cincinnati and the Great American Ballpark on the other side. There are many restaurants, pubs, and bars here, but we settle in the Hofbrauhaus, a branch of the famous brewery in Munich.
Alright, so we're here at the Hofbrauhaus here in Newport or Cincinnati, whatever one. But here's the Hofbrauhaus, and it's like a beer garden. So here's your beers.
It's not quite as good as the beer gardens in Germany, but it's still very nice. The next morning, we take a 90-mile drive to Louisville, Kentucky to see the Hillrich and Bradsby factory, better known as Louisville Slugger.
Right now we're at the Louisville Slugger Museum, and we're looking at some pretty famous bats that some pretty famous players used.
Who's this one?
The first one?
This first one right here is a bat that Lou Gehrig used. And the one at the very top in that case there is one that Shoeless Joe Jackson used during his playing career.
Who used it?
Shoeless Joe Jackson.
It's a fascinating place. Here is the vault where masters of every Major League player's bat is kept. It's called the Fort Knox of baseball. You can try out several of them along with holding a real game-used bat. I held bats used by David Ortiz and Mickey Mantle. This display shows you what it's like to stand up to a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. You can also take your swings at real balls. Here, my dad uses an A-Rod bat in the batting cage. The tour is amazing, but no cameras are allowed. You are given a souvenir bat to take home. It's back down some scenic highways as we head back to Cincinnati for some dinner.
Alright, anyway, here we are. We're at the place called the Beer Cellar. It's right here on the Ohio River across from Cincinnati. It's not really a restaurant, it's more of just a bar. We thought it was a restaurant, but anyway, I want to show you all of these people here in the background. See them lined up, going all the way down here, down to the river. And what these people are doing, they are getting ready to go to the baseball game. And that boat coming over here is going to pick them up and take them over to the game. which is right over there where the lights are. And here comes the ferry that's going to take everybody over to the ball game.
The fans board the boat to go to the game. The Cubs are in town and so are many of their fans. Of course, they must get rid of their beer bottles before getting on board. We stay behind and look for something to eat. We find it around the corner at a pub called Bulldogs, where we have good beer, burgers, and fish and chips while we watch the game going on across the river. We'll be attending tomorrow's day game in person. With that, we call it a night and walk back to our hotel. The next morning, we walk across the bridge to go to Cincinnati and the ball game. This sculpture is supposed to evoke the old riverboats with the steam shooting out the top. Each post also has speakers where you can listen to stories about life on the river. Up above is a large paddle wheel. From here, we go to the stadium. The home team is taking batting practice in the Great American Ballpark as we find our seats. We're up there at the top. It's Mother's Day and we settle in to watch the game. Early in the game, the Reds score the first run. During the 7th inning stretch, the mascot eggs on Chicago fans with a sign that reads, "Mothers Against Cub Fans." The stadium is nice, compact, and has a great beer selection. The food could have a little more variety, however. It's a beautiful day for a ball game, and the fans eagerly cheer on the Reds. In the 9th inning, the fans are on their feet as closer Francisco Cordero throws the last pitch. It's over and the Reds beat the Cubs 5-3. Former Angel Orlando Cabrera leads the team off the field in victory. With the first game of our Midwest baseball tour in the books, we check out of our hotel and head to our next stop. Stay tuned for the next leg of our tour when we head to St. Louis and the Cardinals. This is Tim Music for the World on Wheels.